We are back again here on the Talis Fair. My name is Dr. Sherry Mamjara Taal, and joining me from North Carolina is the wonderful Mr. Kenneth Mohammed, once again with Life Science Africa. Welcome, Brother Kenneth.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Glad to be with you again, Dr. Tao.
Yeah, so if we have viewers out there who didn't watch the previous episode, uh, I'll introduce you to our viewers, to our audience. Mr. Kenneth Mohammed is ex-military, and he is a distributor for Life Science Africa and the IB 100 product, ImmunoBoost 100. And I know I told everyone I would have my ImmunoBoost and my Sahara Nights sleep aid. But something, didn't go right with my delivery. And like you would say, Brother Kenneth, I ended up in the Matrix. So here I am, working my way out of the Matrix. And I was told I might get it on Tuesday. So if I try it on Tuesday, I'll be sure to, give my feedback next weekend about the ImmunoBoost product and the Sahara Nights sleep aid, because it seems as if everyone where I'm staying here in Senegal needs it. No, everyone is an insomniac in
Oh,
this.
wow.
So yeah, so we are, when you really want something, you can't get it. And when you don't want something, you got plenty of it. So this is a case of that. I can't wait to get it. And of course, it's, it's hard to get my hands on it, but I'm sure I'll have it on Tuesday. But I was going to have a testimony, but you have a testimony, right, Brother Kenneth Mohammed?
I do.
Yeah,
And
please introduce the life science business and
okay.
your role as a distributor.
Okay, so Life Science of Africa, or Life Science Africa LLC, um, owned and started with Victor Mohammed, who's the producer of the IB 100 and several other products, but the basic product is the IB 100. The first product, I should say, is the IB 100, and everything sprung from there. And I became pretty much the first distributor, and we've been working together since for like 7 years in the United States. The Life Science of Africa just started, I think, maybe 2 months ago. And Mr. Victor has been traveling back and forth to Africa for over 20 years, and just started doing the distributing there of his products as well. So that is the history of myself becoming a distributor, and then actually turning towards Africa to be a distributor in Africa under the Life Science of Africa. Here in the United States, it's the Life Science of Washington, but in Africa, it's the Life Science of Africa. And one of the things I wanted to make sure that the viewers understand that it's not hard to get your hands on the supplement, but the transportation and the delivery system is where the hangup is. Is that right, Dr. Tal?
Yes, it is. Right. I mean, even after I pay for my product, pay for my delivery, I can't. It's a challenge here in Africa
Right.
uh, to have everything go from start to finish. Everything work like it should from top to bottom. We're just like going from top, and then somewhere before the bottom, we're just like off you had a good analogy of that. The train just gets derailed somewhere.
Derailed. Yeah. And the product itself, like I said, is not hard to get your hands on to. Henceforth, the title of, or the name of the company, The Science of Life Africa, LLC, Life Science
Okay.
of Africa. So that's what I am here to do, as well as Dr. Taal is here to do, coming out of Senegal. And again, looking forward to getting boots on the ground there in Africa as well.
Come on
So
over.
I
Yeah.
know that's right. The testimony that I have, there was a young lady, 51 years of age, African
Mhm.
American,
Okay.
and she was diagnosed with, help me to make sure I pronounce this correctly. And just for the record, my background is not medical. Sarcoidosis.
Sarcoidosis. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
Dr. Taal, can you explain to the viewers what sarcoidosis is?
Oh, I'd love to. Sarcoidosis. Let's see. Let me make sure I have it right here. Okay, so this is a condition where it's a chronic inflammatory disorder, and there's a formation of different granulomas, clusters of inflammatory cells, basically.
Okay.
And it's affecting various organs in the body,
Okay.
and it could affect multiple systems as well. But it primarily targets the lungs and the lymph nodes.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And right, let me talk more
Okay.
about that after you're done with
Okay.
your,
So with that definition of what sarcoidosis is, this young lady, she was diagnosed with sarcoidosis in 2002.
okay.
We are now in 2024.
Mm,
So that's a total of 22 years
okay.
that she's been struggling with this lung disease,
Right,
long time.
right.
And I gave the product to her, or she had the product about 2 weeks ago, but she never took the product. So I saw her
Okay.
2 weeks later, and there was some things going on in her life. And I would say, ma'am, just let's have a seat, breathe in, breathe out. And she was having trouble breathing. She was coughing a lot. So this is my first interaction with the disease sarcoidosis. And so she told me she was having this issue. I said, well, have you taken the product? She's like, no, I haven't. So I explained the product just like Mr. Victor explained, or that I explained last week of how the product got started, the whole 9 yards. And
Mm,
I told her, please start tonight taking this product. And she did that Wednesday night, this past Wednesday night, she started taking the product. And one thing she told me, shared with me, is that it's an autoimmune deficiency
right,
disease, correct?
right. Yeah,
Okay, I say, wow.
it's triggered by an abnormal immune response to an unidentified substance. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So I say, I know this will help a great deal because of what it has done in the past with autoimmune deficiency diseases. So Thursday morning, we spoke,
Mm,
and I asked her about, did you take the product? She's like, oh yes, because we're speaking about another situation. Um, and I said, well, hey, have you taken the product? She's like, oh yes, I took the product. Thank you so much. She said, I have so much more energy. I haven't coughed this morning. And we spoke around 11 or 12 o'clock in the afternoon. She said, normally she'll wake up and she's coughing a lot. She's shortness of breath. She doesn't have energy. She said, but this morning, after taking that IB 100, she had an extreme amount of energy. And she wrote me a testimony yesterday so that I can share with our viewers. And the testimony, she basically said every morning that she gets up, she has more and more energy. So, of
mm,
course, with my background not in the medical field, I called Mr. Victor Muhammad, and I asked him, I said, hey, one of my people that's on the supplement, she
mhm,
just started, and Wednesday night she took it, Thursday night she took it, Friday night she took it, and she wrote me a testimony for Saturday. And she said every night, every day, she has more and more energy. She's not coughing, the whole nine. I say, so what is actually going on in the body? What is the immunoboost 100 doing besides giving her energy?
yeah, bringing down the inflammation in the body. Yeah.
Now, this is what he shared with me, and with the inflammation being brought down, how what is going on is he said that it's not necessarily that she's getting more energy.
Right.
It is that she's able to rest more
Yeah.
because the body's not fighting. Let me read it for verbatim. The body does not have the stress of dealing with a weak immune system.
Mhm.
And when you don't have the stress of a weak immune system, then the body's able to rest and regain energy. And he said, so that is what's happening. And he also said, one of the main components that regulate the immune system is a protein that's found in ImmunoBoost 100.
Mm.
So this is a part of what is going on with this sarcoidosis that she has been experiencing for the last 22 years. And this is me talking now. It is almost as if she's got a new life because she's constantly being able to get up in the morning and not have to struggle because her body's resting. And one of the things I want to say about body resting, there's a difference between resting and sleeping. Most of us sleep, but most of us don't rest during our sleep. So, and I'm sure you said, well, I slept 8 hours. Why am I waking up tired? Because your body didn't rest.
Mm.
One of the things I thought about that when Mr. Victor told me that was whatever is going on inside the body, the best time that the body has time to repair itself is when you lay down,
Right.
when you close your eyes. When
And to add to that, if we don't eat, the whole time, yeah, that we're resting, it's, we should at least try to go 12 hours so that the body can get rid of all the cells that, are damaged or, yeah,
now when you
cause.
say
Yeah.
so now when you say if we don't eat, what do you mean by that?
Well, maybe not sugary foods. Like some people go to sleep and they wake up and go drink milk and cookies at 3 a.m. Yeah.
Okay.
So when you do that, it's like the body is not able to do the job it's supposed to do. Those folks? Yeah, they go make a sandwich at 2 o'clock in the morning and they
Oh,
yeah, don't
right,
do that. So the
right.
body's able to repair itself better. Maybe eat a boiled egg or something. As long as the insulin is not being released to cover the sugar that's being or the carbs that's being introduced.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, maybe egg is okay. Maybe a piece of meat, but
So,
yeah, leave
so
that
that's
bread.
like on a Saturday, you're cleaning the house, the children outside playing. It just rained last night, but they're outside playing. You're cleaning the house, and the children runs through the house with muddy shoes on, and
And
now
mess
you got
the
to
whole
go back. And so
yeah,
you just close the door so nobody comes in.
right.
Okay, so thank you for that. So
Yeah, and I used to do that because if I drink milk, I feel warm milk, you feel sleepy, you want to go back to bed, but it's not helping your body to do the job it's supposed to be doing.
so
Yeah,
your body's sleeping, but it's not resting because now it has more to clean up and
exactly.
clean out.
Exactly. And
Gotcha.
sometimes it just gives up. It's like, you know what?
Right, right. And when it gives up, that's when you get a prescription from the doctor for diabetic medication, or you get a prescription from the doctor for high blood pressure because the body say, look, I can't win.
Right, right.
So good example. So with that testimony, she's very, very excited. And I look forward to seeing her continue with this product. And the tricky thing is to not only continue with the product, but now change your lifestyle
Yeah,
with the product. That would be the ultimate gain, if you will.
right. That's the hardest part. Once you're used to doing something a certain way for a certain amount of time, it takes time to, you know, undo certain habits, leave certain habits.
So that's when the mental health, we're taking care of the physical health. Now we got to take care of the mental health
Yeah. So that's
and
why
the spiritual health.
yeah, that's why health coaching works so
Gotcha.
well. Yeah.
Gotcha. That makes sense. So that was a testimony from this past week. And Dr. Taal, I look forward to you getting your product because ultimately you will have some testimonies
Yeah,
as well.
yes, many. And I'll probably become a distributor too. If it works good for me,
Absolutely.
it works good for me in my house. Definitely, yes. So speaking of which, I'm here in Africa at my friend's house right now before I build my house. But anyway, uh, here in Africa, we were talking earlier today, and compared Africa to a parable about the Good Samaritan that we often read in the Bible, if you read the Bible. Uh, is is it possible for you to share that with our viewer, Brother Kenneth? Because I
Yes.
thought it was, yeah, it was enlightening.
Yes. And it's in Luke. What was that? Hold on. It's the story of the Good Samaritan is in
Luke 10, you
Luke
told
10th chapter, yes.
me, okay,
And it
25 to
starts
37.
at verse 25, right? And for those of you who may not know the story of the Good Samaritan, it was about, and it's interesting, Dr. Taal, because when I read it again, it said a certain man, not just any man, but a certain man was traveling from Jericho down to Jerusalem. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm sorry. From Jerusalem down to Jericho.
Mhm.
And from what we're taught, Jerusalem is a city of peace by name. And the city of Jericho is the city of chaos. So this certain man was traveling from Jerusalem down to Jericho. And he fell amongst thieves and they robbed him. And they hit him in his head. They didn't hit him in the stomach. They didn't hit him in the side. They hit him in his head, robbed him of his raiment, which is clothing, and left him half dead. That's what the parable say. So he's
Right.
not dead, but he's half dead. And I guess from a doctor's perspective, what is half dead? What could be considered half dead?
He could have been semi-conscious,
Okay.
yeah, near death.
Okay,
Uh,
gotcha. Okay. And so he was laying there bleeding out, dying. Let's just put it that way. And there was a certain man, there was a man that came by, Levite, and just looked at the man dying over there and passed him on the other side, which sounds like to me they was walking on the same side as this man dying, and they got off and crossed the street and walked on the other side. I don't mean to laugh, but I just read things and just try to say,
Shows
well, why
you
did
there's all different folks in this world that we live in. It was different folks then, and they're still the same
saying
group
right,
of people now. They're going to do the same thing. They'll
right,
see you dying and suffering and
right.
act like they didn't see you.
And so then there was another man that came and he said it was a priest. And he felt something for the man that was dying, but not enough to go and help the man. So he crossed on the other side. And then the parable says that the a good Samaritan came by and saw the man dying and bleeding. And so he went to him and he poured oil in his wound. And the wound was in the head because that's where they hit him. And he put him on his horse or his donkey and took him to the innkeeper and told the innkeeper, if it's more than what I had given you, I will pay you on my return. So that was the story. Now, the reason Jesus was telling this story is because an attorney or a lawyer was tempting Jesus by asking him, what is it that I have to do to get eternal life? And Jesus told him to do the law. And then the man repeated the law, love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind, and love your neighbors the same. And Jesus said, you're right. But then the attorney, the lawyer said, well, who is my neighbor? So then Jesus gave that parable of the Good Samaritan. And at the end of the parable, Jesus asked him the question, who did the neighborly thing? And a lot of us or at least I can speak for myself, we consider everybody that's right beside us as our neighbor. But that ain't what the parable is explaining. Whoever do right by you is your neighbor. That's who you love.
Yeah.
You can't love those who don't do right by you if they see you in need. So as I thought about this, or what brought this up, this parable came up in my head, was when I was asked, why do you want to go to Africa? Why do you want to relocate to Africa? Or just broaden my horizon. And the parable came up. And so I said, you know what? In that parable, it seems like to me that the continent of Africa is the one that's been hit in the head,
Right.
and left for dead, half dead. And those countries and continents that are in Africa, robbing Africa of its minerals, its gold, its silver, robbing them of everything, would be the thieves that hit this man in the head. And then the ones that's passing by, they're the ones they see it's wrong, but won't do anything about it. So I want to be a good Samaritan. That's the answer to the question of why. And only because, and we was talking about this too, Dr. Taal, and I think I said it before, everyone's not blessed to see. So if I can see something going on, like the two people that passed by, they saw the man physically, but spiritually, they weren't able to see the right thing to do. So that's what I mean by seeing. So I feel compelled because of what I'm seeing, or what's being shown to me, or what I'm allowed to see, that I have to do something about it. Otherwise, I can sleep, but my mind is not going to rest. Going back to the ImmunoBoost 100, tying it all together. So that would be, that's the reason I shared that with you. And I thank you for allowing me to share it with the viewing audience. And also, I would like for anyone to please just comment and give us your thoughts of today's show. Because I know we had quite a bit of views last week, and thank you all for viewing. But if you could also ask some questions, that'll help us grow this relationship that we have with you.
Yes, please leave your questions in the description box below. Like, share this video, and subscribe to the Vitalize Africa channel. So, Brother Kenneth Muhammad, what you just said, brought to my mind how in our culture in Africa and in America, the hospitality that's like ingrained in us and in our culture, we're just welcoming and caring to strangers. And because of that, now I would see it as maybe a flaw, people were able to step on us and, our ancestors, and, play games, and, because they study us. They did it then and they do it now. Other groups actually study us. They know our spending habits, they know what to do to get things from us. And if they just ask us, we'd probably just give it to them. We wouldn't even put up a fight, So, yeah, and it also brings to mind the need for us to unite as well. So caring, uniting, no matter what our religious background is, social group we belong to, or ethnic group, I think that parable teaches us, or what you just said, it teaches that comparison you made. Yeah, it teaches us not only to help those in need, even if they're not from our tribe, or if they're not from our religion. And this is, what I'm experiencing here in Africa. I'm in a country that's 95% Muslim, and they treat me as if I'm Muslim. So, and no different. I'm no different from, anyone else. So they respect me, I respect them. And that's how it should be. Uh, yeah. You said you came to Africa with the military. Tell me a little bit about that experience.
Oh man, this was when I was in the Navy, so around 88, 87. And we did a Mediterranean cruise, 3 or 4 Mediterranean cruise. So that was the northern part of Africa, not the Central Africa or South Africa, excuse me. Um, my experience, which was Morocco, which was Tunis, Tunisia. Um, but I could tell you my experience in Italy and France, I saw a lot of Africans, or
Mm,
shall I say, I don't know, a lot of Africans, because they were Black. And with my limited knowledge of at that time coming out, one of the things I share with people is being raised in America and with the American culture. They give us a certain prescription in our
mhm,
glasses to
right.
see the world. And so when I got into the military, and thank God I was in the Navy because you get to travel a lot when you're on the ship. Those prescription glasses I couldn't see because what I was seeing didn't go along with the prescription that they gave me in America. So I had to take those glasses off just so I can see
Mm.
because
Did
I'm
they
like,
call
wait a minute,
did they
huh?
call them birth control glasses in the Navy too? Because in the Army, when I was in the Army, we had to wear those big, thick glasses. They would say it's birth control glasses. So
but
nobody look at
these
you.
but these glasses that I'm speaking of is like mental glasses. From
Oh,
what they taught me in America, in the American school system.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
What they taught of Africa and the rest of the world
right,
allowed me to see the world through their education.
okay.
That's what I mean by prescription glasses. And then with me going into the military and actually going overseas, what the knowledge that they gave me didn't fit with what I was seeing.
Mm,
And I was
mm,
like, wait a minute, hold up. This prescription is not right. Why? Because what I'm seeing is not what I'm getting now. So I got a truer view of the world just by being able to go and see. It's like you when you first started going to Africa, you got a whole different view of what Africa is versus when you was in America and just see it on TV or a magazine. So it was an eye opener when I set foot on in Tunis, Tunisia, when I was in Nice, France, Tourmalines, France, Naples, Italy. It was a complete eye opener to the point that when I got out of the active Navy and came back to the United States, my mind had changed. My mental eyes were changed, and I wanted to know more. And one of the other things about my coming up, I always wanted to know the history prior to slavery,
mm,
the history prior to slavery. And no disrespect to our heroes after slavery, like Martin Luther King, Harriet Tubman, Nat Turner. But those are all heroes fighting for freedom.
right.
I wanted to know the heroes prior to slavery. Otherwise, my heroes are all fighting for us to be free. So I was like, we have to have another history. And of course, they tell us we was savages, we were swinging in trees, we're uncivilized, blah, 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 blah. So being in the Navy and being over into the Mediterranean, I started saying, wait a minute, no, they told us some lies here. Let me figure out some more. And that's when I set off to learn more about Black people prior to slavery. and my research on the Great Pyramids and all that stuff started. So that I had a great eye opener as an experience, being in the Mediterranean and Africa, and I'm looking forward to the eyes opening even more.
Yeah. Well,
Oh yeah.
I had a similar experience. I ended up in Somalia for my first tour of duty, and it was a uh, peacekeeping mission that turned into something else. And but my time, with mostly the children and taking care of families there, because I just came out of nursing school, and the doctor that I was with, that I was supposed to be with, sometimes they would have to take him by helicopter to the other side from Mogadishu to the other side of the country, if something was going down over there. So I would be left in a clinic, to take care of a clinic. And I don't know anything, I just came out of school.
Okay.
So, and the little kids would come if they have any medical problems, then they'll bring their parents. And it was like, I ended up having a clinic, behind the clinic. So,
Okay.
so that was my first experience. And just that experience alone just connected me back with my people. It was,
Gotcha.
yeah, okay. We are just, the original people, and you are me, I am you. And even, in Somalia, where a lot of people feel, okay, they're Black Arabs or whatever. No, they're just Africans. And it don't matter what your hair look like, what your skin color look like. We know when we are up close and, with each other, that we are brothers and sisters.
And Dr. Taal, something came to mind when you said that about, we're Black, because Arab is not a color.
Right. I know, but
So,
some people think they're Black Arabs. Some people think they are, I don't know what they think. They
right, right.
are, I don't know,
And it's understandable,
Saharian, or I don't know.
one
Yeah,
of the things that I experienced, I went to barber school and got my barber's license. And in barber school, you have to learn cosmetology as well. So we had to learn colors in order if somebody want to come in and color their hair red or blue or whatever. And so we had learn the primary colors, which was yellow, red, and blue,
right,
right? And those are called the primary colors. Primary meaning what? First, right?
right.
The base. And then from red and yellow, you get secondary color, orange. From what is it, red and blue, you get purple as a secondary color. So you get all these secondary colors.
Right.
And so in order to get Black, you had to take the three primary colors, the three first colors, and put
Mhm.
them together to get Black. So if the primary is red, blue, and yellow, then what's Black? And so,
Mhm.
later I found out Black is the origin of all colors.
Mm.
Black is where all other colors come out of. So Black is not a color. It's
Right.
the
And,
origin of colors.
and we're not a color. We are, melanated people. We're not a color.
Right.
We
We're all
happen to be,
shades.
yeah, we're original people who are
There you
just
go.
melanated. Yeah.
There you go. So
So
it's interesting, just
I,
the little
yeah,
nuggets.
yeah. Oh no, I agree with you. It's like, so anyway. All right. So Brother Kenneth Muhammad, you came
Yes.
back to the Talis Fair, and you agreed to be a co-host on the Talis Fair. We're going to have that platform set up next week. We're going to be moving over there
Mhm.
from Vitalize Africa, which will become more of a faceless channel.
Okay.
We'll just have, news and things running. But for podcasts and interviews and different things, different events will be on the Talis Fair. And I'll leave the link below. We started the Talis Fair this weekend, that YouTube channel. So I wanted to let our viewers know that you have agreed to be,
Yes.
uh, yeah, steering us in the right direction, because I get off track. So you are here to keep us, going in the right direction, and giving us your golden nuggets, uh, as well, and providing us with much needed leadership and knowledge, because
Okay.
I
And
have said that.
providing the IB 100, because
That
I'm sure we need Africa to have a very strong immune system, so
yeah.
that anything that comes in Africa to damage Africa, their immune system gets rid of it.
A lot of
So, huh?
There's a lot of sand here, and there's a season called Harmattan, usually from December to March. And Harmattan is like wind you've never experienced in your life, and the sand is everywhere, and the dust, and so everybody's walking around sneezing and coughing. I went to a restaurant and they're cooking my food, and the chef is back there sneezing. I'm like, should I eat this?
Oh,
It's
wow.
like, yeah, it's like
Okay.
everywhere you go, people are sneezing and coughing. So yeah, this is going to be a big market for Immune 100. People are stressed out because they don't have work here. A lot of people, if they do have work, they're not making the money they want to make. So people don't sleep well. It's hot, it's fluff. So, people don't sleep well because of that too. So there's like, a lot of things and then you look at our people and they just look like they woke up fabulous like this, and they're like fighting through all these issues, and they're just grinning and bearing it. So a lot of times, our people are comfortable being uncomfortable, they just like, this is it,
We
but
are
there's,
overcomers, though.
yeah, and we can do better. Some people are wearing masks now. Some people will be able to try the IB 100, the Sahara Nights to go to sleep. Every like 2 hours, I see somebody flick the lights on over here. They're up.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, we need to do something different. We need to try something different. So this is the right product at the right time. And of course, I'll be able to confirm that after after I receive it on Tuesday and try it this week.
And Taalisphere is the right podcast at the right time. Um, I read, oh no, I watched one of your episodes
Please
about
don't
the
laugh.
about, about the vision of
Okay.
Taalisphere.
Okay.
And please, Doctor, share with the viewers again what we're doing, why we're doing it, and we want the viewers to be a part of this as much as possible to help us get it done.
Yes. So we want to showcase our talents, and also we want to have people be able to be compensated for their talent as well. And we want to make sure we are doing things different when it comes to our health, when it comes to our art, because it's been so long, people just come and they see, they take, and if they take, they don't give you what your product is worth. They want it for free, or they yeah. And they can afford it. I can see if you cannot afford it, um, you know, I can work with you. I can see that. But if you can't afford it and you just want to rob me,
Right,
you just
right.
want to pillage everything in Africa, yeah, we can't keep doing that. So,
No, no.
right.
So
So I
part
want
of
right.
part of the talent, and I mentioned this to you earlier this week about a young lady who I want to be a guest on Taalisphere. She doesn't have a business, but she has all the potential with what she's qualified herself. She's a drone specialist.
Okay.
She flies drones. She teaches you how to fly drones. She's a pilot. So
Yes.
she has the ability to fly planes. And she just have a wealth of talent that she has qualified herself for. And so Taalisphere wants to put her out to our viewers listening in Africa as well as United States, but mainly in Africa,
Mm.
so that you know that we have our own talent that we can pull from and to use.
Yes. We have people who are talented. We have silent heroes. We have, so much going on, and people just are convinced that, we cannot be successful, and we
Yes.
cannot, yeah, like you said, overcome. And we are doing that. We are overcoming, and we're, bringing change. Yeah, as
So
well.
as
So
as we talked earlier about the parable, Taalisphere is striving to be one of those good Samaritans.
yeah, yeah. So, and we want people to be more positive and optimistic, and be able to either, showcase their talent, their product, uh, whatever it is they're creating, you know. Uh,
Yes.
it's just some of the things that our people create and they're able to achieve. It's mind blowing, you
Yes.
know. And yeah, we want to take credit
Showcase that.
for what we're
Yes.
doing.
Absolutely. We want to
Yeah,
showcase that to
right.
us. So
And some people, they might be new entrepreneurs. Maybe they need a support financially, or
right,
maybe,
right,
yes, we want you to keep going. We don't want you to give up, because
right.
that happens to a lot of us. We start our business, and then 6 months, a year later, we have to give it up because we can't, it's not sustainable. So we want to be there as a resource to help people have sustainable businesses, to have counseling, so they know, uh,
Yes.
right, what can work, and what they can, where they can get help, just those little things. Uh, Mental health, that's a big part of it. Just
Huge
knowing
part.
someone has your back, just knowing
Yes.
someone has advice for you, you know, just knowing, yeah, you
Someone
have that,
has a prayer for you.
right, that hand that's lifting you up. Yeah, that just changes your whole mindset.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we want our people to know that united, we can have a structure, not
Yes.
just Taalisphere, but let's begin here, you know.
Yes.
We are looking to the government to do this and do that. And the truth is, if we come together, we can do more than the government can ever do, you know.
Absolutely.
So yeah. So keep that in mind. No matter how small we begin, just one person sharing this with two people, and next thing you know, yeah, we're at 2 million subscribers or something. And
And I will add to that, Dr.
people,
Talis.
at another level. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Well, I will just share this with you too, with what you just said. Unity is how God created us, and to do unity, and to, if you just study His creation, you can take a Clydesdale horse,
Right.
which is like those big muscle horses, and
Mhm.
from what I understand, one Clydesdale horse can pull 12,000 pounds
Wow.
by itself. But if you put another Clydesdale horse beside the first one, they can pull amount of 36,000 pounds, 3 times as much, because they're feeding off each other's energy.
Mm.
So they're striving together, which means the more energy is being produced between the two to pull more. If you've seen a, a goose or a duck flying in the air, you see them flying by themselves. But then you ever seen them when they fly in the V formation? And what they're doing flying in the V formation is a wind draft is created, which takes them from, I think it's like 12 or 15 miles an hour up to excess of 50 some miles an hour, because they're flying off each other's wind draft. So in
Mm.
unity, there's power, in other words, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
So we
There's,
have that same ability.
oh, sure. There's strength in numbers, no
Strength in
doubt.
numbers.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we just have to begin, right? So we are getting started. I want to introduce our first entrepreneur, Ms. Hadi Kaloli. Let me go ahead and share my screen so you could check this out real
Okay.
quick. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Okay. All right.
Drop Hattie a message in the description box below or by email at hattiecollie61@gmail.com. Hattie makes shopping for fashion as easy as chatting with a friend.
Okay, so Hadi Kaloli is our entrepreneur in the Gambia. She's a gem in the Gambia, and she's selling shoes and handbags, designer handbags. And Queen Majine from Carifica, USA, she left $50 for the featured business for the month of June. So Hadi Kaloli will be our featured business. So check her out at Nextna, NEXTNAA zone.com. They'll have a delivery app link to that soon. So if you order, you can have it delivered to wherever you are in the Gambia. But for now, they can still find a way to get you the product that you order. So check it out on nextnazone.com, or you can email Hadi@Taalisfair@gmail.com. Okay, so another big event coming up, and I need to, let me pull this up real quick. It will
Okay.
be Monkey Business
Oh,
movie.
yes.
Yes, June 8th, it's premiering in Nigeria. Yeah, so that's going to be a big event, um, for sure. And I'll leave the trailer for the movie in the link below as well. Uh, and I want to share something with everyone. Let me see if I could do it. Okay, maybe I could go here instead. Okay, it might be easier. So it stars Alex Yusifo at the top. Also Ngozi Ezeonu, veteran actors in Nollywood, and J. Leo Uche, he's the director as well. Grace Obi, she was spot on with my role. She hit the nail on the head because this movie is based on a on a true story of when we ended up in the Gambia, and our friend, this gentleman, Peter Armand Boyd, he plays Dr. Bajan Holmes. He was our friend, and he took his life in February. So we will, you know, honor his memory at the end of the movie as well. So the movie has a theme where we can learn how to face our fears. Okay,
Okay.
so it has a mental health theme to it, but it's a comedy, and
Gotcha.
right, and it's going to be in theaters starting in July. I hope all over Africa, but I know by the time the rainy season is done here in Senegal and the Gambia, we'll be releasing it here. So we're not rushing to release it on this side just yet because of the rainy season coming up. But
Okay.
we're talking about Nigeria, Ghana, and on and on. Yeah. Uh, yes. So we have that coming up. There's something I wanted to show everyone real quick. Let me see if I can move this thing. Hold on a second. No, I don't want to do that. Hold on. All right, that's not coming up. But anyway, Carifica is having their global launch the following day on June 9th. So I wanted to show everyone. Uh, I can't air. Go ahead, Brother Kenneth, while I'm trying to airdrop. tell,
Okay.
tell me your
And
thoughts about, yeah.
I would, because I was going to ask you, Dr. Taal, to do so as far as the viewers are concerned and tell what Carifica is. because that's how you and our paths crossed,
I
was
know.
due to Carifica. And from my understanding, Dr. Tyler, correct me if I'm wrong, but Carifica is a network of those from the African diaspora as well as those from Africa to start networking with each other to care for Africa, henceforth Carifica. And I'm so thankful. There it is right there, Doctor. You can go ahead and talk about the official launch of Carifica Global.
I can't wait. So their mission is to connect us and have us network with each other. And it's working beautifully. Look at us,
Yes,
here we
exactly.
are
Exactly.
connected, and we are making plans, and we are, getting ready for the future. And so I'll be the moderator for the global launch June 9th. And we have some wonderful speakers who will be sharing their knowledge with us. So you can't miss this, everyone. This is going to be a night to remember. And we just, applaud our brother Yuri Hutchison for taking
Right.
this all the way, because, there's so many things when you start at the top. Yeah, you might get sidetracked somewhere, but he is actually, whew, accomplishing everything he set out to do. And we're so proud of him. And I'm honored to be, a moderator for his platform. And
Yes.
so,
Now, Dr. Tal, is this going to be on Zoom where people can watch it from on their laptops or
right.
phones?
So go to carifica.org for more information. I don't know if you'll be able to click a link there, but
Okay,
check
gotcha. I see it at the bottom.
Carifica.org. And
Oh,
they'll
I
have,
see. It says Microsoft Teams and gives the meeting ID and the passcode.
right. So I hope
Gotcha.
that's available for everyone. Yeah. So either way, check it out at
Okay.
carifica.org. I think this is our flyer for everyone to, click that link for Microsoft
Gotcha.
Teams. You don't want to end up in a meeting you're not supposed to be, or being a guest speaker you're not supposed to be. But anyway, I think that, yeah, that's
Right.
all right. So one more thing I wanted to share with everyone. Oh, okay. Yeah, they also have a GoFundMe. I wanted to share that. Hold on a second. And yes, Brother Yuri, I'm going to make my donation because they are doing awesome things. And I
Yes,
do
they
know
are.
that, yeah.
A huge task, I might add too.
Yeah, it really is. Trust me. I know. So thank goodness God has blessed me with the other part of the dynamic duo for the Talis Fair, Mr. Kenneth Mohammed.
Yes,
I'm
so
so
happy to
happy.
be a part of it.
Yeah, we're
Looking
connected.
forward to growing.
Yes. So, yeah, they do have a GoFundMe for Carifica. Please support them. I'll leave that link in the description box below. It's not coming out
Okay.
like I want to. So anyway. Yeah, so more to come.
Yes.
If you haven't checked out the Taalisphere website, let's take a look here. Please check it out. And anyone who's a featured business will be on the Taalisphere website, okay? Oh, that's the talcare.com. Okay, here it is. So just send your form. If there's a project that you need assistance or support with, send us a form. If it's not going through, just email us at taalisphere@gmail.com.
Okay.
All right, so when you look here, Hadi's video will be here June 1st. We'll share that with everyone. Let's see. You can also check out talcare.com. That's for your mental health needs. If you need information or support, there's bibliotal.com if you want to read ebooks about some of the adventures that I've been on in Africa. There's talverse.com coming soon after the movie. We'll have that and music from not only, my team, but from anyone else who wants to stream their music or videos and be compensated for it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely. We don't want to take up too much time. We said 30 minutes, and guess what, Brother Kenneth?
We are approaching 56 minutes, which is great.
How does this happen? We were just
Which
having a
is
pleasant
great.
conversation.
Yes.
And so,
But please, viewers, leave your comments in the comment box so we can stay in touch. It's all about communication.
yes, don't be shy. And if you want to have us check out something that you're working on,
Correct.
or if you have questions, you could also email us at taalisfair@gmail.com or vitalizeafrica@gmail.com. So any words for our viewers before we end our podcast today?
I
Or a
would
message?
say from the week past, let's challenge our fears.
Yeah,
Let's just challenge our fears. Keep pushing forward. That's what I would say.
thank you. Yeah. This is 2024 is the year we've all been waiting for. So a lot
Yes.
is going to be different by the end of this year. So let's all get on board. Let's figure this out together. Let's win together. Let's grow together. And let's, be successful together. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, your success is my success. So the future
Yes.
is bright, Brother Kenneth.
Thank you, Dr. Taal. I'm happy to be here as well.
So until next week, same time, well, around the same time. I have to see when Carifica's global launch begins. But yeah, just tune in next week, Sunday, and we'll have more for you. It's going to be very exciting. The month of June is going to be very, very exciting. So
Awesome.
yeah. So until then, please stay happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. And if you're not, reach out to us and we can help you to, get where you want to be. And
Yes, where you need to be.
yeah, and be all that you can be. Yeah. Oh, thank you for watching, viewers.
Thank you,
And
viewers.
yes, have a nice rest of your day.